Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we have apparently gotten ourselves into a war. That wasn't necessarily intentional, however, we do have this astral rift event pending. We asked the mechanical device to share its knowledge with us.
Many have followed asteroids until they starved.
What is this talking? I don't know what that was. That was definitely something within the game though. Very strange. It seemed pleased with each prompt we acknowledged. However, we soon realized his requests and statements were exceedingly banal. Would you like to know more about planetary atmospheres? At the center of each system is a star. They are very bright. The average lifespan of a Tiyanki matriarch is more than 10 times that of a male. So, this is clearly intended for, like, children or something? Let's ask for further assistance, and we'll see what happens. Could be interesting. So apparently the game auto-resumed. I did not necessarily intend for that to happen. We do have a leader that we want to give a trait to. This is Fernanda Flores, our Minister of Defense, and I think that we should probably go for something like ship weapons damage. That'll be fine. Now, we've got 2 fleets that are fully upgraded. The other 2 are still in progress, but these 2 can be dispatched to the front. So we'll send the first fleet out over this direction. We'll send it over to Laloria. It'll arrive there eventually, and we'll just hold there for the moment. This is a relatively large number of units here. Let's just round all of these to 20k and be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? This is like 140k, give or take. We can probably take that with a single one of our fleets. So that's fine. The second fleet is going to head down over to Myra. And we're just going to head on down. Fantastic. So the others, we're just going to let continue to upgrade. They should get upgraded reasonably soon. It will take some time, though. And we'll just be able to dispatch out to the front as they get finished. So that should be good. We're very negative on energy credits at this moment. And we can definitely sell off some zero to keep ourselves afloat. That's fine for now. Do we want to summon a dimensional fleet? Probably not. We'll do that in times of emergency. I don't feel like this is a time of emergency. So we just finished up the third fleet. I'm going to send the third fleet up this direction. Just because there is a decent number of forces up over here, and having a second fleet in this regard would probably not be a bad thing. So we're building our gateway site in Tuban right now. I'm wondering if we actually want to build this here. I'm going to cancel that, because we're going to get Miram out of this war, right? Probably. We might get Miram out of this war. So I'm just going to jump drive us up to, like, Bax here, and that should be reasonably fine. Okay, let's check through jobs before we get too engrossed in this war. This mining world requires a planetary administration, and we can certainly buy in a few minerals here. I'll buy in 5,000. We'll put in a planetary administration there. What else might we need? Well, this generator world is full, so we'll resettle this over to the Mars generator world. Okay. So that'll be fine for now. We're very negative on our energy credits, and we definitely don't want to get a shortage of energy credits. So, in order to solve that, we're just going to have to sell things periodically. I think there's no real way around that. The other thing that we can do, of course, is we can go into our minor artifacts and we can sell to private collectors, but that's on cooldown for right now. We could also find military applications here. Let's go for additional armor damage. There we go. So we've got our fleets heading out to these positions. And we've got 2 fleets remaining in the upgrades.
Detected in deep space.
So that'll take a little while. We just finished up our habitat complex in TUs, and I would like to construct our other locations. Okay, so we're there. We can definitely build a mega structure here. We can get not an arc furnace. Hang on. I want a major orbital here. We can't build any arc furnaces, so that's fine. A major orbital here. We can come out over here and build a minor orbital. A minor orbital here. We have a few additional that we can do out over this way. So a minor orbital and a minor orbital. And our Science Nexus Hub is, of course, blocking this location. That is fine. And that is all we can queue up here. Okay. So that looks good for the moment. Now, the Ganges isn't doing anything. We may want to send it up to Wheatris, where it could definitely get started building a Habitat Central complex, but we are lacking the influence for that. So we'll just enter orbit here for now. That seems fine. We just finished up a habitat around Barnard's star, and we should definitely queue up our orbitals here. So a major orbital here. I don't think we can build a major orbital over the star at this point. No, due to the Dyson swarm, and that makes sense. So we'll then build a major orbital here and a major orbital here. And that'll be good for now. Okay, so that's fine. We definitely want to get into combat fairly soon here, but let's just group up these two in Leloria for the time being. We're going to push down to Tau Ceti over here as soon as we can, but we're definitely going to be attacking over this way fairly soon. Now, what is the strength of our defending stations? Only about 30k. So that is not all that high at this moment. That's understood. That said, our fleets are very, very powerful. So we shouldn't have any major problems on that front. Colonization phase finishing in Maraid. Okay. We definitely want to come here then and build a robotic assembly plant. That will be fine. Cool. So we're keeping an eye on these upgrades. As we finish the upgrades, we're going to dispatch these fleets to the front. Have we colonized over here? It's not a high priority at this moment, because we want to get the upgrades done first. But I do want to get these colonizations underway. We'll get them queued. Okay, that's that one. Sure. Cool. So that's fine for now. We're going to be attacking over here. And they do have about 100k in that location. We have 170k. So this should be, in theory, fine. We're waiting on our third fleet to arrive in Leloria before we attack out over this way.
Space.
But, yeah, that's still fine. Okay. So I want these guys to position to Bartium. So that'll be right over here. Excellent. Get on over, and we're going to attack over here. Now, they just moved out with their 40k fleet.
Striking hostile
So
station.
this is very interesting. Because we caught some of their fleet separated here. I mean, this is a 57.8k station, so that's absolutely noted.
Spaceports sustaining damage.
We're going to take some damage here, but that's fine. We're absolutely expecting that. We're 99% on the 4th fleet. Let's get the 4th fleet dispatched out to Tau Ceti. That'll be okay for now. And we are, of course, working on our final ship here. Or rather, our final fleet here. So that looks good. Did we colonize Barnard's star? I don't think we did. We did not. Okay, let's get going on that. And we're waiting on the 1st fleet to make its way out over here. They're still about 40 days away. That's fine for now. So, we're absolutely going to be taking some damage here. That is 100% understood. But I think we win this. We're working on cleaning up their forces. Our artillery is doing some serious work here. But we are taking heavy losses. Okay. We absolutely are taking heavy losses. That's due to this station, but the station is going to cease to exist very, very soon. Yeah, our artillery is definitely pounding away at it. So that looks reasonably fine. Unfortunately, we're kind of swarmed by their fleets here. And there's not a lot of things that we can shoot at due to the minimum range of our artillery. Okay, I see this fleet on the way in. I'm actually going to retreat this. Okay, we lost one ship. That'll be fine. Zondar actually died. Okay. Well, we'll erect an appropriate memorial, and we're almost out of energy credits, so we should definitely do something about that. So, the reason that happened is because we ran out of corvettes. And that's because I underestimated the station here. They had built up a bunch of defensive platforms. It's fine. It's not a long-term issue. We took out all of those defensive platforms, and we should be absolutely okay for now. I'm going to sell off some Zero to keep us afloat, and these guys are going to be retreating. We've got another fleet, an even stronger fleet, on the way in. So that looks good. Up over this way, these guys should be in position to come attack over here. Now, how strong is this station? They're all clustered around the station. The station itself is not all that strong. Okay, and we've got 2 fleets to attack with here. So that should be fine. When are our fleets going to come back is a question that we must ask, though. The answer is, and actually they have a lot of forces grouping up down over here. That is noted. Our next upgraded fleet is going to certainly come down here. For the time being, let's just sit in Daba. That'll be fine, and we'll just defend this area. So these guys are attacking this station successfully, I might add. That is a thing that they're going to do. And that's reasonably fine. So we are fighting up over here. 2 fleets should be more than sufficient to get this done. Excellent. In we go. And in theory, we'll do a lot of damage to them. Yeah. There's a lot of forces arrayed against us. No doubt about it. But when are our forces going to come back? And also, where's this special project? In Miram? Sure, that's fine. This archaeological site is pending. That's okay. And we do currently have... Our fleet is missing. When will it be back? It will be back in just a couple of months. Okay, that sounds good. So no major issues there right now. We did just finish up arc emitters. Not that we're going to utilize those at this time, but let's grab focused arc emitters. Okay, and how are we doing out over here at this point? I mean, we're doing a lot of...
Spaceport offline.
Yeah, they did manage to take over the spaceport in Tuban. That is expected. The 4th fleet is on its way over. We're going to defend Dabit, and we'll be there in just 35 days. So we'll be able to, in theory, defend that. We're still a little bit away from our other force coming back, but this looks good.
Damage.
Okay, so we got this under control. Right now, we just want to immediately reinforce these 2 fleets. Perfect. So by taking this out, we've pretty much neutralized these guys out over here. So what I want to do right now is I want to head over to the Singularity, and then I want the other force to head down to Jundius. That'll be fine. So that's okay. Now we just need to focus on this direction. Our Mega Shipyard and our Zron Station are mostly working on those replacements. So that seems fine for the moment. We also upgraded this commander. And let's go for Shipbreaker 2. Okay, cool. So they are definitely attacking us heavily over here.
Fleet enhancement supplied.
But that's okay for now. We're going to defend this, and we're going to do extremely heavy damage to them. We have a lot of alloys in stock, and we have more forces that can come in without any real problem here. Defense army damage would be pretty good as well. So when is this force going to come back? That is going to be about 3 months. Sure, but this fleet is now done. We're going to get it heading down to Dabit, because I have a feeling we're going to be taking heavy damage here. Definitely. We're definitely going to be taking heavy damage here. They've got a Federation fleet on the way in, but we just need to do as much damage as we can on this side. There we go. So those guys were eliminated, and we're just going to continue to work on all of this. I don't know that we're going to win that, but we've got another fleet on the way. They cannot keep this up, I'm pretty certain. They're definitely sending a lot of forces up this direction, and this is where the primary threat is going to come from, almost certainly. So we are busily taking over some of these areas. That seems fine. And I want to hop into our ships here. So yeah, we can see that that's the state there. The Ganges is not doing anything right now. That's expected. We're going to kind of idle our civilian ships for the time being. We've got other problems right now. Keep in mind, this is not a war we chose to take, and we were not prepared to take it. So that's okay. We're definitely doing extraordinarily heavy damage to these guys. Okay, so we can see here currently, they're at 52% war exhaustion. Yeah, they are really not okay with this. Now, we're taking losses as well, to be sure. We are absolutely also taking losses, but they are taking much, much heavier losses. So these guys are going to arrive down here in about 90 days. That seems good. When's our second fleet going to come back? Well, fairly soon. Fairly soon. We're going to have that back shortly.
Offline.
We've certainly taken a lot of damage down here, and we're going to be retreating this force. But we dealt a huge blow to them in terms of how much damage was dealt there. Look at that. That is a lot of... That's a lot of damage that we dealt. So they have very little that they can do to replenish this, I suspect. We can probably replenish our forces far easier than they can. I do want to check in up over here. We have Jundius under control. I want to go attack Hizar. And then these guys are attacking up over here. They should be fine. Let's go up to Ilya. Cool. So the primary threat is definitely down in the south. I see that they have this transport fleet on the way over to our habitat here. They're almost certainly going to get that taken over. Unless... we jump drive directly to Tuban. And that's what we're doing. We're going to try to get there in time to prevent this from landing. That would be very good to do. And we did manage to get there in time. Perfect. So we're going to jump drive down here. That does mean that we're going to be in a slightly awkward situation in terms of power level. And they have forces on the way in here, but that's okay. We should be able to take this on. They'll almost certainly be bringing more reinforcements in, but what I'm most interested in is eliminating this army. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that due to that jump drive, but that did definitely buy us a little bit of time. So the second fleet is going to repair and reinforce. That is now at full strength. Perfect. So up over this direction, I want to attack Ain, then Nivan, then Jazzo. While these guys are going to head into Taram, and then to, like, Dondadam. Something like that. Beautiful. In the meantime, of course, the second fleet is going to be repairing and reinforcing. We do need a new leader here, and we can put in, say, Eric Williams. That'll be fine, and we can go for probably Hostility. We can go for Hostility 2. There we go. So, we're taking heavy losses over here in Tuban. So are they... but I don't think we're going to be able to take this on with this single fleet that jump drived. I was hoping we'd be able to get this taken care of before they mobilize their entire force in here. However, it has distracted them. So there is that. We have this Astral Rift event pending. The Mechanical Advisor has rapidly increased the intensity and pace of its advice. It is enthralling. Did you know that we can construct mining districts if we need more minerals? So much knowledge, so little time. I did know that. Angeline Lavoie has chosen to stay and learn as much as possible. What? Okay, we lost our scientist. And the Astral Rift is fully explored now. Sure, whatever. Let's bring in that Dimensional Fleet. So, the Dimensional Fleet is about a 90k. Sure, it doesn't come with a leader, and we can't assign a leader. Well, let's just send it down over here. So that'll be fine. It'll make its way on over. And we're just continuing to do battle down over here, but they have more numbers than I expected them to come up this way with. So we're going to retreat Jose Gonzalez here, and that of course means that unfortunately for us, Tuban is likely going to fall. We did some damage to them, but it wasn't enough. Okay, well, the second fleet is now done repairing, and we're going to send it out over this direction, along with the Dimensional Fleet. So we're going to send both of these to Fagor. Single Great Khan? Okay, noted. Strong words. So, these fleets are on their way out. The fourth fleet just arrived back, and we're going to have that repair, and we're going to we are just pumping out the ships at this point. So that looks good, and we are fighting up here in Tarem. They're sending reinforcements up here, but it's not going to do very much. So this is going to be all relatively under control fairly quickly. I think we can probably, once we have this taken care of, I think we can probably go down to a single fleet up on this side. In fact, I think we can do that right now. Let's go to Hizar and then start heading over towards Fagor after that. We can reinforce this fleet. No shipyard is currently available to build the fleet. Okay. But we can reinforce these eventually. So let's reinforce this fleet. This fleet's already reinforced. You're good to go. The fifth fleet is missing, and the third fleet is currently in combat. Okay.
Spaceport.
So that's
sustaining
reasonably fine.
damage.
The second fleet is going to head to Fagor, as
Initial
is the Dimensional
colonization
fleet.
phase
The fourth
commencing.
fleet is also heading over to Fagor.
Striking hostile station.
So that looks good for now. Have they landed over here at this point? Yes, they have. So they're going to take this over. We should probably get our own army recruited at this point. And I'm going to recruit something like that. It's going to take some time. That's understood. Cool. So for now, this is reasonably fine. I just underestimated just how many forces were going to come up this way. So it's because I think of the state of Havo here. Yeah, they just have... They're all very small, but all of these states are actually unified down here. That's the problem. So we'll not underestimate this again. That's absolutely fine. The fourth fleet's going to make its way out. We've got a bunch of shipyards pumping out the ships at this point. So, as we can see here, that is definitely happening. So that looks good. Our Strategic Coordination Center site is about 80% done. That's fine for the moment. And I'd like this fleet here to head back to Berzoon. There we go. And these guys are on their way over. They should just make their way quite quickly through the hyperspace relay network. That'll be fine. Okay, so we're definitely pumping out a bunch of ships here. Looks good. I highly doubt that they're going to be able to keep this up. That said, we aren't able to keep it up either. The Formalists are offering us a reward, and we're going to ask for their knowledge. I don't think we'll ask for the fleet under our control. We'll just go for knowledge here. Okay. I want all of these guys to make their way over to Dabbit, and these
Initial
forces are
colonization
almost certainly
phase
going to come
commencing.
in. Yeah, they took over
Station
Cuba.
sustaining
That's understood.
damage.
These forces are almost certainly going to come in here.
Spaceport
That's
offline.
fine. And rivalry from the Free Brill administration. Okay, cool. And now that we've taken Berzoon, we're going to head into Jazao for right now. We need to get these guys knocked back from this area and then just get this all under control. But that'll be okay for the moment. We've got lots and lots of reinforcements pouring in.
Striking hostile station.
But we're not at maximum production at this point. No doubt about that.
Spaceport
So over we go
sustaining
into
damage.
Dabbit, and there'll be very little to do here. I do want to grab this science chip. We're going to need a new leader here. So let's just put our Keeper of the Vaults in here for now, and let's come and start researching projects up over this direction. There's a bunch of projects to research up here. So that'll be fine. We'll get going on that. We should probably consider getting another science chip, although, yeah, it's fine to do right now. That would be okay. So we're going to get Dabbit back under our control. No problem.
Spaceport offline.
This fleet does not have any armor. Okay, noted.
Station sustaining
But we're just
damage.
pouring the reinforcements in here at this moment. We've still got 60k in terms of alloys, by the way. I would like to get some minerals in here. We'll get going on that. Cool. And then these guys, we're just going to have them stationed here for the moment. We're going to wait for some reinforcements, and this will be absolutely fine. They may try to attack us here. If they do, they're going to take a lot of pain. That's for sure. But we want to get in here. We want to wait for the third fleet to show up. They're going to be about 110 days out. That's not too bad. Okay, so I'd like to head up here and get rid of the Kappa Terrors fleet. I do know about this soaring star flock down over here. That's fine. So the second fleet is... It'll be fine to repair here, I think. Yeah,
Hostiles
it'll just
making
automatically
planet
repair.
ball.
That's okay. We can reinforce that fleet, and that is wonderful. I'm wondering right now about additional fleet repairs, right? Or additional fleet reinforcements. We definitely want to queue those up. So let's get going on that. I'm thinking about attacking here. They've not had a chance to rebuild all of these defense platforms.
Striking hostile station.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable choice. This archaeological site is pending. Okay, it is Zarklan. That's fine. And we are fighting here in Tehran. There we go. Took us a moment to turn there, but we'll take out that fleet without any problems. Next up, I want to go chase down this fleet. So let's go do that. And we're going to attack down over here. The third fleet is going to make its way in as soon as it can. And we're just going to clear this up as soon as possible.
Spaceport off.
So how are we doing on our fleet here? It definitely needs a little bit more work. Cool. So let's get Miriam under our control. There we go. And we're going to head down to Tuban, and we're going to look to take these out.
Sustaining damage.
We're apparently fighting that construction ship right now.
Spaceport
Well, let's head on
offline.
down here. We also have our third fleet that I think we're going to keep in reserve for the time being. That's my current theory. However, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to push through, we're going to take these guys out. I do not see them making significant gains on replenishing their losses. So I believe that they're struggling to replenish their losses, and currently, we aren't. We've burned through some of our reserves, but we're not really struggling to replenish our losses at this time. This force is ready to head on into Dabbit, and that should be fine. So where are we? Down over here. Yeah, we're moving in to attack the Soaring Star Flock. That all looks good. So it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue to work on pushing through this. We definitely want to get them kicked out of this area and take some of this ourselves. That would be ideal. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Tommy Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.